Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness, I'm back. This energy right now, all this stuff happening. It's so much. This is bothering me. It's so much. I'm so happy we're back. I'm so very happy we're back. I literally had such a weird experience on the other side. Like, when I tell you that the universe and your guides and your ancestors assist you in everything, I just had one of those moments. And when I went on to like click something in the studio, go do all this stuff, it had my very first YouTube channel name, and it threw me like back so far. And I was like, oh no, we're moving forward. No more retrograde energy, none of that. How are you all doing today? I am not streaming on StreamYard right now. I'm going to make some changes to the channel, which I'm super excited about. I'm going to spend some more time with you all answering Q&A, tapping in through the regular chat and doing it this way because it feels more aligned in this phase. So do let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from. Don't forget to like this video. And I also want to talk about trusting the flow of the universe. It has been coming up a lot. And since we are back in fast manifestation energy, but there's also a lot of clearing and generational healing that folks are reflecting on. I wanted to share some advice and tips and things like that. And also just a reminder, tomorrow is Z-School for the Gifted. We're doing elemental healing. So we're going to work with crystals and other stuff. We're also going to do a fun group exercise. So make sure you bring whatever your favorite divination tool is. I'm not going to tell you what the exercise is, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you haven't been, definitely stop by. The link is going to be in the description. But I have my handy dandy notes because I don't want to forget today. I was in a conversation and, they were talking about how difficult it is for them to really trust the flow of the universe, meaning trust the guidance that they're given, trust their visions, trust that everything's going to work out. And it was like they could actively see themselves hitting these blocks or being the hurdle in their own life. And they were like, I know it, but I don't know how to overcome it, how to move forward, what I need to do next. And so I wanted to share some tips if anybody's feeling that way, because the whole conversation ended up, turning into such a beautiful journey and talking about tending to the self and what that really looks like. Because in manifestation, there are a lot of spiritual teachers who talk about tending to the self, or say that if you just spend time alone or you spend time in meditation, that is tending to yourself, but that's not the entire process. Like, there's so much more that needs to occur during that time, which led us to also talking about spiritual bypassing and colonialism and being with your ancestors and healing through this journey with God or spirit, universe, whatever you believe in. And what it essentially came down to, when tending to yourself and learning to trust the universe, it's really about being the best at alchemizing. Because alchemizing, hi Barbara, how are you? Alchemizing is one of the tools that you're going to need in order to allow for miracles, for magic, for the whispers of God, the whispers of the universe to be able to step into your life and you follow that guidance. That is the only way that's going to happen, because you've spent like 98% of your life not following a lot of spiritual guidance, or knowing that it was there but not quite sure, knowing what to do about it. And so, hi Angela, how are you? Hi everyone, how's it going? What's your vibe today? Tell me. You've spent a majority of your life trying to navigate a world that is fully energetic, highly spiritual, but you've been living in a very 3D space. And so in order to allow your body to surrender to something that you can't see, you have to be able to alchemize the like very human parts of your human experience to help you navigate their ethereal. And where a lot of people get stuck is they will make these really large leaps and then realize that their manifestation wasn't at the end of that leap, but it was because they hadn't done any of the alchemizing in order to make sure there was a foundation when they made the leap, right? Like ensuring that their thought processes are actually aligned with their frequency and their emotions. Very weird day, but I'm all right. Oh no, Angela, what happened? Yeah, how's everyone's day been? It's been interesting energy every single day. The other day I hit my head on the wall and I wasn't even doing anything cool. Like I was like, oh, what if I was like roller skating? No, I dropped like a fucking I think it was like a grape or something on the floor. Why are people calling me? I dropped something on the floor and like bent down really fast to get it and then freaking hit my head on the wall. And I was like, I have not since I was like 4 hit my head on the wall like this. Like it was a wild day. So I'm hoping that you are all right. Um but the first thing when it comes to alchemizing and being able to trust the universe and go with the flow of the universe, you have to be able to see the truth of who you are, but do it from a place of being unbiased. Well, so without judgment, um, without trying to change anything initially, because it's like being a scientist in a lab. And I I am a scientist. I worked or I was in a lab for a very long time and studied it. And you know, when you go into the lab, you have all of these procedures on how you're going to uncover something, right? You have your substance and all of your other liquids and test tubes and your jacket, and you're trying to get to the truth of what's happening. But if I sit there and like just say, oh, this is what this is, without doing any sort of testing, and then come to find out that's totally not what like if I have a white powder and I'm like, oh, this is baking powder, I'm gonna put it into all my biscuits. Right, I'm just gonna use it without testing on anything. I'm gonna just take a leap and just do it, and then I eat it and then I pass out or something, and it turns out it was not baking powder, right? It's like you have to be able to look at what it is unbiasedly, meaning the whole parts of, or looking at you at a whole, but also looking at the parts of you that you've grown up with, the parts that you know you haven't looked at in a very long time, and then being able to change it once you know what you're working with, right? And that's why doing a healing journey like More Than Worthy, or working with a coach or a spiritual leader, it gives you a container to be able to safely do that. It's not always easy, no, but it gives you a container with also someone else's lens, right? Of truly being unbiased, at least that's what we're supposed to be doing as leaders. Truly being unbiased and guiding you to the place where you need to go, so then you can alchemize certain parts of who you are and lean more easily into the universe and trust what is coming next for you. Didn't get off to a good start. Lots of small stuff bringing up frustration today. So reminding myself to breathe. Peace is a choice. Absolutely. Letting it flow through without judgment. Also, lots of tech issues today. Yeah. Blah. Need to ground center, breathe, meditate. All the things. Yeah. I mean, I hope, I feel like you do this, Angela, but for anybody, hi, Chosen Big Dog, how are you? You know, when the frustration comes, sometimes it's so frustrating in the moment, but I always invite you all to just see it as like, you know, thank you, Spirit, for showing me that I can still be triggered by that. You know, I'm still being triggered by things that are likely out of my control and by things that I don't want to be triggered by. And so thank you for showing me another layer, right? Another layer of myself that I can go now look at in my alchemizing, my alchemizing test tube, right? It's like thank you so much for showing me that. It's like, wow, am I triggered? Why am I so triggered by that? And then it's an opportunity to do that shadow work, right? like really taking that observing seat, and like in the beginning, like if you need to feel through it, like feel through it, and then allow yourself the actual space and time to work through. And like you said, peace is definitely a choice, and allowing the healing to happen so that you can actually let go of that frustration and experience long-term peace. Because a lot of times people like to put a band-aid over the things that are frustrating them, and they're like, I'm just going to let it go. It's like, well, you're not actually looking at the trigger, right? You're like, you got to look at the trigger so that you don't get triggered again, and you can experience long-term peace. My dog is shitting all over the house. She's sick. Fun day. Oh no, this is I laugh because it's funny. I was gonna say them and I was like, correction. Authenticity, that's the funniest fucking comment I've seen. And I'm sorry that it's been a frustrating day. I hope that you are finding moments of laughter like this. It also brings up, I don't know if you've seen that movie, Dumb and Dumberer, the like extension of it, the more modern one. But there's like a scene where what's his name is in, I can't remember which one, the blonde one is in, I think it's the blonde one, is in the bathroom, and he forgets that he has a chocolate bar in his pocket. And so he sits on the heater and it gets all melty, and then he like freaks out, and the whole bathroom is covered in chocolate and it looks like poop. And then what's his name from whatever that show is comes in, and he's like, he's shit all over the walls. But it ends up being chocolate. But it's like the funniest scene ever. So if you need some laughter in your life instead of, just looking at dog crap everywhere, I highly recommend you watch that scene. It'll bring you some laughter, and hopefully it'll make you feel like it's not too bad compared to what happens in that scene. Just wanted to share that with you, Angela. But is anybody else having weird things happen to them recently, today, or in this last week? LOL, thank you. I'm definitely trying to keep it light. Yeah, I mean, Angela, seriously, watch that scene because it's the funniest thing ever. It's so funny. I don't know why. Sometimes I would watch that movie just because it would give me some giggles, and it's like, you don't have to take it seriously. I'm like, I know I'm not going to sit down and watch this and like critique it like my film heart likes to do, but it's like, I love this just because it's so ridiculous. Like, I just want to laugh at something that is so odd and highly unlikely. I hope your dog is okay. I hope your dog is okay. The second part that I wanted to talk about is literally the dive into tending the self. And I say I say dive because there's going to be many, many layers to who you are as a person, your life experiences, and as you evolve in your journey, you're always going to uncover another layer. Um, there's been some folks, I've noticed in the past that have a tendency to say, "Oh, I've healed," and I'm like, that's actually like not possible. You can definitely come to peace with something, but to say like you're done with your healing journey is not something that can happen, because that's also something that you could never know. Because as you experience life, you are constantly being fed information. The minute you like open your eyes, you receive information. And even while you're sleeping, you're still receiving information. Like, the body is constantly receiving information and interacting with things around it. And so tending to the self is more like a skill. And there's a chapter in More Than Worthy where I teach about that, because it's it's an art. It's a finesse of allowing yourself to dive deeply into who you are as a person and going to these new layers. I'm literally saying scuba diving like that, and then coming back up, right? And learning from your lessons, seeing what you discovered down there, your hidden treasures, and then going about your journey again. And you're like, okay, maybe I need to take a deeper dive this time, a little bit further, a little bit into that cavern that I'm noticing is there, but I haven't seen before. Oh, I love your headphones. Thanks. I have a fun exciting thing to share at the end of this. I kind of hinted at it already at another live, so I wouldn't say it's exactly a surprise. um, had such a good day yesterday, just fell off today when I woke up. What happened when you woke up? Just feels like such a heavy day energetically. Yeah, you're gonna experience that. Um, on and off these next like 3 days. So if you are feeling like it's super, super heavy, again, I cannot say enough. Make sure that you are doing your yoga, doing your meditation longer than usual so that you can elevate out of that energy. I feel the exact same thing first thing in the rising. I can feel the energy, I can sense it. But because I have my rituals and things, I can elevate out of it. So make sure that you are getting in the habit of staying within your rituals. Um, and what kind of rituals are you doing? Sevi? I think that's how we said it was pronounced. But let me know. Um, it really is a skill that I am still mastering. Yeah, it's a journey. It's such a journey, right? I try and laugh every time I get triggered because it's silly. Like after a while it feels silly and ridiculous. It feels more silly and ridiculous to be triggered than to wear my favorite headphones. It's like this is so because you spend more of your time being happy and peaceful and in bliss and then when something like throws you off, you're like this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen as you sit there dressed like a kitty cat, right? Um, we are here. Yes, intense energy around workplace and family, challenging. Okay. How are you navigating it, Catherine? Yes, I also love your headphones. Thanks, Angela. Thank you so much. I'm going to be sharing a story because I realized there's a large portion of my life that I didn't share. And I feel like it's pertinent to people who are manifesting right now to kind of help piece together your story and when to take action and when not to take action. Um, that's the challenge I find as well. Yeah. You know, consider it like if you were a bucket, if you were a bucket full of crabs and your crab, I'm getting a lot of images today, just as with this, and your crabs that sounds whatever. And your crabs were your triggers, and you keep reaching your hand into the bucket and you keep getting pinched by a crab. The only way to get over the triggers is to take out the crabs, right? And so you have to go on these journeys, return the crabs to whence they came. I don't know why I'm speaking like this today. I'm just there with you all, you know? I'm being a vegetable, a very visual person today for some reason. Um, but it takes time. Thought you said a bucket of crap at first. I think it's because you have so much literal shit on the mind. I have also been getting a lot of messages all over like my head right now in terms of like visions and seeing and stuff has just been exploding, like exploding so much. I mean, it's definitely your bucket could be filled with shit because that's what you've been experiencing. So if you want to stop picking it up, you have to get rid of the poo-poos. You know what I mean? I'm glad we're all able to laugh because laughter is a really beautiful medicine. And I'm not here to have this channel to be stuffy and serious all the time because healing does not have to look like that, which is another point of generational healing. Some people tend to focus on like healing being this dark, dense thing that they have to worry about. And it's like, no, healing is also really fun. Healing is so much fun. When you begin to feel comfortable in who you are and show whatever you want, life becomes absolutely magical. like so magical. Recently, like I met a big group of people and then went to K-pop like movie. We all sang along. We were videotaping in there, doing all sorts of weird stuff. And then like ended up at this amazing like event. Like when you start to let go and just show people who you are and let go of your little crabs and your little poops, like everything becomes so much easier. Existing becomes so much easier. You can find happiness because it's in you. You know what I mean? Like that becomes your radar and you can sense where to go next. You can listen to the universe, you can listen to God, you can feel into it because you already know. I was trying to explain this to someone that I was shopping with the other day because there was a point in my life where I was like a mindless shopper because I was numbing myself out from my daily life, right? I was like super wealthy. On paper, my life was amazing, like had the best job, fashion space, like all these things were once in a lifetime opportunities, all this stuff, but I was mindlessly shopping because it felt like something I needed to do or that people were doing. And I had found myself doing that the other day because I was actually bored. And so I stood there with like this like thing, this it was like a canvas and I had other stuff on it. And I was like, no, I promised myself that if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And like kind of like tossed it. Obviously, it was a space where you could put things. But I kind of tossed it and then I turned and there were these headphones and I was like, yes. It's like when you can recognize love and happiness and your hell yes, it's easy to choose it. You'll know because all the other stuff in between is just going to make you feel kind of blah. But you have to be authentic in order to recognize the things that you love, right? Like I love K-pop. I've also been trained in K-pop. And and so when that opportunity popped up, I was like, yeah, I'd rather be there than talking to them about a book. It's like I'd rather let's go do a sing along. Let's go sing along. Right? Like what is it that you truly love? And I want you to write it in the chat. Everybody tell me what it is that brings you pure excitement, joy, like a hell yes in your life. My ritual, I need to shift since weather shifted. My body wants the cozy covers, but I need to move and release more. Yeah, I walk, journal a bit, just needs enhanced. Yeah. Do you have a yoga practice, Sevi? Angela, yes, that is what I want. The ease, the flow. I'm going to get there. Yeah, every day, just take one extra step. Music, singing, dancing. How often lately, Angela, in the last 24 hours, have you been listening to music, singing, or dancing, or creating music if you create music? Catherine loves singing too. Same question for you, Catherine. How often do you sing? Like, sing until your heart is content. Not just like, oh, I'd be singing in the shower. Like, when do you belt from your belly? Your belly. Your belly is your powerhouse. It's your manifestation center. Like when you think about being a singer or a performer and you're on stage and we like use our diaphragm, right, to sing and hold notes. And when was the last time you truly expanded your diaphragm? I played piano and sang last night, recorded some, almost went live, but didn't. Why didn't you go live? Angela, are you dancing? No time. Catherine, why don't you have time? What is filling your time? Sibi, no, I don't. Okay. Maybe you should start. It'll be good for your practice. If you want to enhance it truly, start. Singing. Everybody loves singing. Should we have a sing along? But training for Driving train, like driving in like a train on a track. I have a podcast on this YouTube channel. I can't remember what it's called, but it might be in the I can never remember. It's like when you say you don't have time is a part of the podcast. It's to help shift people's perspective because I will get that intuitive push from spirit, but then I'll overthink getting my head, then moment passes. Yeah. Angela, when was the last time you went live? And also, do you perform? Because I will get, oh wait, I read that one. Travel, writing, teaching, singing, dancing, cooking. Ooh. When was the last time you did those things, Sevi? Angela, I am with you. I just dance in my living room and such, nothing official. When was the last time you were like truly seen, felt really seen? I want to know, Angela. Sometimes, if you find that you're wanting to do something that incorporates visibility and you backpedal, or it's not really a backpedal, but it's like there's a hidden emotion, likely a fear or something like that of being seen, um, then sometimes you have to gently do things that allow you to be seen in a way that is safe for you. So um, I always recommend people do some sort of dance class, like something in a group that lends itself to you being witnessed so that you get used to a gaze, but also the energy of being witnessed in your authenticity, in having fun. And in the beginning, it's going to feel really uncomfortable. It's going to be really uncomfortable. Someone I was talking to today and sharing this with, they were like, that makes me feel really uncomfortable. And I'm like, beautiful, get uncomfortable. Right? Like that's the perfect place to be. And then take another step, and then take another step, and take another step. It was like a month or more ago. Yes, it's fear from a past life. I've been working through it. Yeah, Angela, maybe try a dance class. That's exactly where I am at. And yes, that would help, gently doing things to be seen safely. Yeah. How many of you are going to dance classes right now or doing something that you feel safe in being seen? Because there's a difference. Okay. If you're if you're, let's say you want to be going live more often, but it's not something you've done before, going to like a dance class that is also something you've never really done before or have done but not to that extent, like you can try a new style of dance, and being witnessed and being seen is going to help you do the thing that you're scared of. Happy to help. All eyes are on me all day and hear me on the walkie talkie. Was there but Catherine, there's a difference between like people staring at you and you feeling seen. Like when was the last time you truly felt seen as a person in your like beauty, in your authenticity, in who you are? Hi Zawadi. Are you saying you're going to bed? I stopped taking dance classes because I feel so slow. I'm very new at learning choreography. Ideala, you already know what I'm going to tell you. Get to dance class by mañana. Dancing is such a beautiful healing tool. I will tell you something very personal. Yeah, you find it funny. I'll be checking in on you. um, Dancing is such a healing tool. When I was going through my divorce, like afterwards, I was being triggered a lot from past body traumas, where people had taken advantage of my body, not in the marriage, but it triggered a lot to come through. And so there was a period of my life where I felt like I could not go outside, like I couldn't bring myself past the door. And I was like healing from my marriage, healing all of that, healing from oppression. George Floyd incident was happening. Like everything was a lot. I was experiencing a lot of racism in the city that I was in. So walking out of that door felt like a threat to my life, which it was, which it truly was. And the only way that I could begin to move energy in my body, because in that moment sitting on my mat and meditating wasn't the thing that was enough to help me, because I was so traumatized. I felt so unsafe. And I think like the month before, I was chased into a Starbucks and being called the N word for no good reason. And so I was like trying to break through this block, and I was doing it by myself. And I just remembered how many times that I felt love and joy when I was dancing. And I also felt love and joy when I'd be dancing with a partner or having a partner, but I didn't have a partner anymore. I didn't have anybody to physically lean on. And then COVID hit. And then like it was like all these things, right? And so within my own space, because I couldn't go to dance classes, I danced inside of my house, but I used the wall as my partner, as my like healing space, because I was also very connected to my house and grateful because I had prayed for it and like God had just delivered it out of the blue. And so I was like spreading my arms, doing all these things. And even when I was having panic attacks, because I would get really warm and hot and flushed, I would feel the wall and it would give me the sensation of coolness. Right. And so I was naturally allowing myself to heal my body. And that's why I'm asking about dancing, because dancing is so healing for the body and for the energy that lives within you, and it's very awakening, and it's very gentle. And even if you go to like partner dancing, it's so fun to be able to receive that love. In the beginning, no, it's awful. I'm going to be perfectly honest. It's awful, it's uncomfortable, and you want to scream and run away all the way home, right? Like I wrote about that in my blog, like all the way home. I was like, this is not safe. But it totally was safe, right? But my body needed to be able to safely receive energy in a way that was also fun. And I just kept going, and it got better and better and better and better. But I wouldn't have been able to do my healing or break through a lot of those blocks in my place if I wasn't moving my body. So if you're not going to be doing yoga, I highly recommend you do some sort of dance and be witnessed in your beauty, in your essence. Like I love taking these bachata classes because it's it like my entire life the male gaze has been damaging to me. Damaging not just through gaze but physically to my body. And so I stopped dancing partner wise for a while because my body was being so traumatized after I had done an expo, because it came back. And being able to be with other dance partners who guide you and all of those things, like it's very, very healing. So find whatever dance style works for you so that you can be witnessed, so you can choose yourself, so you can follow through on the things that you want to do. Is that making sense to everybody? That's a good question, Catherine. I'm just reading that. Cook every day, been doing artist way, so been enjoying writing, singing. Actually, I sing when walking, find myself all humming. Love singing in the grocery store parking lots. Now I need to dance. Yeah, try dancing. What style of dance do you all like? Started going to dance class. Yay, Zawadi. Ballroom. Ooh, ballroom is so fun. I love ballroom. Catherine, I don't like being seen. Are you also trying to go live like Angela? Oh, I love that idea. I do love my home. I could do this to open my energy. Yeah, right? Your home is such a safe space. Hopefully. Not everybody has a home that's a safe space, but I did it last year. Dancing, LOL. How did you enjoy it? Dancing is so much fun. I love dancing. Like even I don't go out at nighttime to parties and things like that, like drinking and all of that. But if for some reason I get invited, like, and they're going to go dance, I will go just to dance. And like, you can have a drink. No, I'm like, I need arms, double arm length around me so that I can like get this going. Like whatever wants to come out. You know what I mean? Like dancing is such a gift. It's such a gift. Again, everybody tell me what your favorite style of dancing is. Speaking of dancing, I need to keep an eye on the clock. I'm going to go in about 5 minutes. Salsa, bachata, and hip hop. What? I feel you. Which one did you drop out of, Ideala? I did, but I was at a stress leave from work. Oh, okay. Love those headphones. Thanks, Erin. I do too. I love them so much. There's a fun story behind them. I'm going to end on it once everybody tells me their favorite style of dancing commits to dancing. Erin, what's your favorite style of dance? I love stepping, especially two-step. Ooh, and line dancing. Someone just asked me about line dancing. Which one would you sign up for then? Which one would you sign up for? My friend goes to line dancing. She likes it, but she is getting too used to it. And that's who I invited to come to bachata. And she was like, you'll be fine. Take a deep breath. And then I was like, at the end, it's like prom or homecoming. whatever those things are. I never enjoyed them. Like at the end, like you just wait for a masculine to come ask you to dance, and it's not nerve-wracking at all. And she was like, it's giving me anxiety. You'll be fine. My favorite dancing is freestyle in the kitchen when I'm doing housework. That's amazing. We're talking about taking dance classes to help folks move their energy right now. I dropped all of them. Just kidding. Not bachata. I didn't attend that class yet. Oh my gosh. Ideala, can you go to bachata? It's so fun. It's so fun. Hip hop for show, but also love salsa. I love both of those. Angela, which one are you going to sign up for first? And of course, slow dance. Love being led and held. It's so true. I love it too. I mean, sometimes I need a moment. Sometimes I need a moment. I'm like, stop touching me. Z is here to dance by herself for like 5 seconds. And then I'm like, okay, take me back. So funny. I think I would prefer gymnastics and yoga. Oh my gosh, gymnastics is so fun. I love gymnastics. I did gymnastics for a little bit. Yes, I love it. I also, at the same time when I was doing gymnastics when I was younger, I did, like I was a cheerleader, but I also went to cheer camp. And I loved it so much because I was small. I was like, you mean I get to be a flyer? I get to fly up? I was like, do people have to catch me or can I just land on the mat? Like I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it the whole season. Like this is too structured. If you're talking dance class, jazz. Ooh, I didn't see that coming. Always wanted to do ballroom dancing class. Ballroom dancing is amazing. I love ballroom dancing. There was a video on my Instagram. I don't know if any of you followed me back then, but I went to a dance class in Charlotte because that's where Spirit led me to go. And everybody was wearing like these like flowy dresses and high heels. And I walked in and I had like this like bright red pixie cut. I was wearing like torn off like booty shorts, a white shirt and like a plaid, a plaid button up and these gold platform sneakers. And I was like moonwalking across the dance floor as everybody's like doing their cute little spins. And I was like nailing it. It was so fun. You just need to be yourself. Just be yourself. Yes, this is true freestyle while doing dishes with my daughter. Aw, that sounds like fun. I've never taken ballroom. I dance like Odyssey in the movie Baron 1000. I don't remember that scene. So it's a long way to flash dance. Right? Let's all do that. That's so cute. I would love to do modern jazz, bachata, salsa. I think about going live, but I probably need to get comfortable with my voice accent. You have such a great voice being public, and I don't have a clue how to start making a YouTube video. Well, definitely come say hi in Magic to Market. I've done like 5 classes on how to set up your YouTube and how to like head towards monetization and whatever folks need. You're welcome. Anybody's welcome to come to class. Mondays, Magic to Market. Actually, I wonder what I'm teaching. I'm over these classes. Ugh. Ugh. Forgot I was wearing them. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, I don't have it on here. Oh, well, I tried. Come to Magic to Market and I will help you. That true sweaty. Yeah, come to Magic to Market. I teach twice on Monday. There's usually a general theme, but the beginning, just like Z School for the Gifted, there's a theme for the class, but the first part of the class is everybody coming and asking their questions and getting guidance and all those things. And I will literally look at your content and I will show you step by step how to set up your YouTube, what you need to know, how the settings work. This is how you do a video. This is how you have your links. I did like a link tree review. I do a lot of stuff at Magic to Market. But you just got to show up. You got to show up. Come show up. We could do this. No, Magic to Market, I'm like, you want your business? This is what you got to do. And you can come. You can put your questions on the sheet. If you want, you're welcome to like the last couple of times I was having people put their social handles on there with the link so that I can actually click on it and go review and look at your questions at the same time and give advice and stuff like that. We've also been working on like setting up like payment links and all that sort of stuff and services and pricing. Copy that. Okay. Which one is best for newbie? Yeah, all of them. Anybody can come to any of the classes because they're just drop-in. They're just drop-in. And I teach twice on Monday, like earlier in the day and then in the evening. But all the classes, Magic to Market on Monday, Z School for the Gifted on Thursday, and the Art of Love and Magnetism, you don't have to be a pro at anything. It's like you come as you are, exactly as you are, and you just show up. The last couple of classes for Magic to Market, let me rewind. There's a calendar that I dropped into the community tab for the channel that has each and every subject on it. And so we're like progressing each time, but you don't have to go to all of them like that. It's completely up to you. And we'll start with whatever you want to ask first, and then I'll get into the training. So, we talk about like client mapping or setting up your services, your branding, energetics, like all sorts of stuff. I'm probably the oldest here. Well, why do you assume you're the oldest? I need help with the link tree. I need to come to class. What's the evening time? Hold on, let me look. Yeah, everybody just come to class. I'm just every week, just come to class because you will get a lot out of it. You will have questions. And the reason why I put it on Monday is that you can get your act together for the rest of the week and actually hold yourself accountable. Right. And the Divine Academy also has a subscription. So if you're like, I want to just be a part of the Divine Academy and not do more than worthy, you can pay a certain amount, get all the classes for the month, and you also get one-on-one, 2 shorter one-on-ones with me for your business specifically. So that is also there. So on Thursday, give me 1 second. Or Monday for Magic to Market. Dun-dun-dun. So the classes are Eastern time. It's 12 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Cancun Eastern time. Let me see if I put New York. It should be the same now. You know how things go. Yeah, it's the same. Just triple checking. But yeah, all of them, anybody can come to. Z School for the Gifted. It's all spirituality, all questions, manifestation, meditations, interaction. And if you go to any of the classes within the Divine Academy, you get access to the private group chat. And then on Friday, it's the Art of Love and Magnetism. Ooh, let's see what we're doing this week. This Friday, oh yeah, we're doing Attracting an Abundance of Love or in Love. It's great. I love it. It's so fun. It's such a loving, healing, great way to end your Friday. Talk about like whatever you're experiencing. We also talk about love and magnetism. And it doesn't have to be about getting into a relationship whatsoever. It could be whatever is on your heart, And of course, movie clips. I'm obsessed with showing everybody movie clips right now because it's so fun. And then a part of your homework is like, go watch a movie. Teach Z. Not social media savvy. Yeah, you should come to class. Come to class if you need help. Yeah, oh my God, I can attend them. I had no clue. Yeah, you can attend them. Yeah. I feel like people come in waves for like the Monday classes. So they're usually smaller than like Z School for the Gifted sometimes. Right now, I feel like we're actually shifting. Around this time last year, people start doing weird stuff because the holidays are coming. And then it's like they drop off their spiritual practices and then I have to like drag them back in. It's like, you're sad because you're not coming to class. Get in class. One of the childhood memories, they started to build the pyramids. Oldest here. Peter's chiming in. I mean, y'all can share your ages in the chat if you want to. That's the only way you're gonna know. That's right. Z teach watch a damn movie. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm big on visual learning and making it practical. I also know that most of the people who come to class are adults. And I need to be able to teach you in a language that you'll likely follow through with. So an intriguing movie, that's like something. Right? Because people are like, oh my gosh, I've seen this Exactly. I'm like, yes, let's talk about it. They're like, oh, I didn't see that at all. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like that. Sometimes. But then you get to like, you have a different lens on how you view social dynamics too. Trust me, it's well thought out. It's well thought out. I love teaching. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'll be 51 in January. Oh, Catherine's 52. Who's older than 52? Movie, that's my kind of homework. That's what I'm saying. It's like in Z School for the Gifted, it's like I need you to do the spiritual practices, right? Like go use your gifts, right? And don't get entities attached to you. That's your goal. Or like go practice your psychometry and come back to me and figure out like what happened. Did you touch something you weren't supposed to touch, right? Friday is like we do all the things and it's end of like how fun is it? Okay, if you in school knew that every Friday you were going to watch some sort of movie clips and have fun, would it not make you excited? And also it kind of just all my classes really kind of lend themselves to you wearing pajamas and like hanging out. Like it's chill. Like it's not like you have to like whatever. Like folks are literally laying down in classes. Just lay down. I don't care. I don't care. Me. So they're a young 57 with 5 boys. Oh, they threw in 5 boys. Oh, anybody older than 57? Peter, since you started this, well, technically it was Catherine who started it. Oh my gosh, thank you. Lay down. Yeah, do whatever you want. And also because sometimes Z School for the Gifted, like it's a little bit later, but I moved the time up now, so it's not going to be as late. But most of the time you do Z School for the Gifted and your energy is already open. And sometimes we do meditations, and so it's best to just shut your computer and fall asleep. Or sometimes people, if they just want to listen, they will just fall asleep on the call, and that's fine. Sometimes you just want to be a part of something. Older. Peter just said older. Pete's like 100. That's so funny. Yeah, 5 boys. What? My grandma had 10 children. 5 boys, 5 girls. It's a lot, if I say so. Notice a theme here. Y'all are funny. Exactly. Now come have fun in class. Come have fun in class. Wow, 10. Yeah, no, I had 2 no moms. Yeah, my dad is like, I think it's 7 of them total. Not as close as my dad or something like that. Maybe it's 6. I can't remember. There's a lot of people. But yeah, my mom was the youngest out of all 10. It's like, I would have gone bananas, literally bananas. And she was like, I did. Oh, okay. I'm a healer for a living, so makes sense. I was trying for a girl. Aw. That's funny. All us oldies are learning how to live. Older than the cheese in the freezer, but younger than the Stonehenge. Peter, you got funny jokes. You didn't list your age, though. Everybody else did. Not everybody else. I didn't list my age. I'm 35. I'm 35. I'll be 36 very soon, actually. It's November 12th. Be 36 on December 3rd. Getting into trouble. My friend, she's like, what do you want to do for your birthday? I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to get into trouble. I don't know. And then we turned the corner in this store, and it was just a bunch of like pole dancing lingerie and all this stuff. And I was like, look what we manifested. She's like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, you better pick your outfit because that's all you're going to wear. Yes. I don't feel 35. I actually feel quite older. I feel like I've experienced a lot of more than a lot of people. Obviously, age gives you the experience, but I've had a very odd life. But I do believe everything happens for a reason because I wouldn't be able to teach unless I had those experiences. If I didn't experience all the hardship and houselessness and pain and oppression and all those things, and you know, losing a child, and everybody's path is so different. You can learn from anybody, of any age. That's what's so cool about life and people's destinies and things like that. 43 too. Y'all are so sweet. I really hope you can all come to class and then you can all meet each other. There are only 6 women in my shop of 100 men. I felt old until I was taking care of my granny. Yeah, when she was in the hospice, and realized I was literally half her age. That's when I realized how much more I had to experience. Yeah. What an honor, right? To realize and to have the opportunity to live and to take care of someone. I took care of a lot of my grandparents growing up until their passing. Gives you a different perspective on life. It's true. Yeah. It's a very different life. And you just gotta live. You know what I mean? Um, I used to be in a palliative care for 18 years. Wow. What made you change careers? It was an honor to take care of both my grandmothers during hospice. It totally gives different. Oh, absolutely. You see how fragile life is. You completely see how fragile life is. And I feel like it also made me really grateful. It made me really grateful for the moments that I did have with them. And I feel like going through those experiences and also being gifted was also a really unique experience, like knowing when they were going to pass and watching their spirits or helping their spirits, but not really being able to tell anyone. But you just like, I always knew. And so it's like when you experience it, it's very different. It's very different. And for a long time when I was younger, I feel like I carried resentment because I was with some of my grandparents, I was so young. I was like maybe 8 or 9, taking care of my grandfather who was dying. And so it was like I didn't get to do in certain parts of my life, like I didn't have a normal childhood. It was like, let me like put on my skates for 2 minutes. Oh no, like he's vomiting or like he has diarrhea and nobody's home. It's like, let me go take these off and then go take care of them. So you get to see life so differently. It's loaded sea. Yes, you do for sure. Life is precious. It's an honor to be present in their last moments. Yeah, it's so yeah, just to see them off, you know? Very grateful to have those moments with them. My granny was the one to tell me to stop letting my mom or her oldest daughter bother me and do my own thing. I love that. The relation between generations open up a lot of spaces and recognition. Yeah, completely. Completely. Wow, that's young. See, I was 17 taking care of my dying grandpa. To be old on a child. See, I had the same childhood. Yeah, it's I don't wish it on anybody. And even when my grandparents were alive, because like there were other marriages, and so I had multiple grandparents, and like carrying a purse that's like bigger than you and making sure your grandma doesn't fall and taking her to the doctor's appointment and trying to figure out the bus schedule when you can't even you're not even tall enough to put money in. It was a lot to process, and being like I didn't have a childhood, and part of that childhood was also being houseless and you know going through really hard times and all this stuff, and having my body abused, and so like that's why I'm so passionate about teaching and helping people, because like all of these experiences, like people need to heal from them, like no child should have to go through that you know I actually need to rewrite my first book. I was thinking about it today because I was like, I didn't tell the full story. And even just sharing that part, like it's a tiny, tiny bit of what actually happened, like in that house during that age. And that was just like a short phase. My like wicked grandmother, and then getting eating disorders. And then like, I'm like, how? So young. Um, it's wild how so many of us go through experiences that are so similar, but that's why it's so important that all of you are taking the time to heal, and that you keep telling your story, so then people know that it's safe to heal as well, right? And that you can enjoy each other's company and live in peace, rather than having to remember all of that, right? Like if I didn't do any of this healing, I would not be able to share at all. I wouldn't be able to. It would be way too hard. Like way, way, way too hard. And, knowing what I went through and feeling all of that pain, physical pain and emotional pain and abuse and all those things, it's like I made a conscious decision to ensure that nobody after me would feel that. Nobody. I was like, this ends with me. I don't care if you think I'm crazy. Yes, and have your children endure similar patterns, breaking cycles? Yeah, absolutely not. This is why we are here. Facts, no child should have to do types of things. I helped raise my older brother and younger sister. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, be the cycle breaker. I'm the same. Cycle breakers. It is wild and crazy how somehow we think at times we are the only one who's been through it, feeling all alone. Yeah, that's why I make this space, right? Because we're not alone. Like colonialism teaches individualism on a very toxic level. And so if you suffer alone, then the system continues. But if we collectively choose to seek help, or share our stories, or people like me reach out and just be present and open the door to possibilities, and people realize they're not alone. And if I help someone else go share their voice or be seen, then they can tell more people that they're not alone. It just keeps happening. Yes, to be grateful to be amongst you beautiful souls, Sevi. Um, Z, do you know Arya Z Young book for young book for children? Like I haven't heard of, is that a person or is it, or are you saying something else? Let me see. Is it a person, Peter? Oh, speaking of children's book, I'm glad you said that. Hi, I'm gonna put it in the chat if anybody wants to join the Becoming the Muse newsletter. It's my email list. I'm going to be sharing really soon a save the date for the Hidden Fairies and things that are coming out, which I'm really excited about. And it's for children. There's a children's part and a teens part and an adult part. So it's made for the whole family. I don't think I've seen them. Let me see. I'm not good with names. I have to let me piece this together. Oh, actually, yes. Yes. Someone else mentioned them not that long ago. Come on, Z, face the old railroaders with me. Hi, King Grizzly. Hi, Kevin. So cute. You can tell how much joy it brings you. Your voice totally changed. Ah, that's awesome. See about the children's book. Yeah, I just did something really fun with it. I'm so excited. I did, well, now that it's done, I'll share it. I'm really big at not telling people, but I did like a pre-reading of my children's book. And people fucking loved it. And I'm just so excited. Yeah. For inspiration. Inspiration for what, Peter? For yoga. Speaking of which, everybody, well, one, if you're in my area in Mexico, I'm going to be doing some yoga stuff. What? And also, as I mentioned in another live, I kind of hinted at it. Read us a page. Ooh, fun. You really want to hear a page? I can read you a little bit. I'm going to be launching my other YouTube channel. So make sure you follow. I'll drop it in the chat as well. And that's also why I have these headphones on so that I wouldn't forget to tell everybody. ADD. Okay, I will read you a page. But also follow me on that other channel as well. It's my travel channel and inspiration for teaching children an introduction to the elements in an early age. Ah, okay. I will see what, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I love teaching. I've been teaching actually children before for a long time. of the fact that you decided to reveal some of these deep, dark truths about yourself and what you've been through. I feel like I can be more vulnerable in your presence now. Oh, yeah. Whatever you want to know, I'm always happy to share. Like whatever you have questions about. Honestly, like, life has been challenging, but it's also been very rewarding at the same time. Yay, just subscribe. Yes. Do follow along. I'm really excited. I'm going to be sharing. So basically, short thing before I'll share you a little bit of the kids' book. So I'm wearing these headphones because God gave me the biggest confirmation, and it has come full circle now. It's been a full year. So, or was it a year? No, it's been almost like 2 years. I had this idea to start this channel while I was out during the siphoning. And I called it the Travel Savage Diaries, and it is just going to be a portal of magic and following God, following the fairies. And I was going to videotape the whole thing of what happens in my life, and show people how to literally follow and what happens day to day, and just do all the nerdy things. Because I like to say, as you see in the description for that channel, I call myself the fantastic nerd. And so I started the channel, and then things started to get really bananas. And this is just so full circle. I think it's going to make me cry. But since we were also talking about dance, that in the photo of me on the Travel Savage Diaries, I am wearing a yellow plaid shirt with a white shirt underneath, the cutoff shorts, and pink headphones that look literally the exact same as these. And before that, God had told me to go get a tattoo from this place. His name was Dragon, right? And I've told the story before of like how God told me I had dragons and all these things. And so then, I obviously, like, sometimes you're like, oh, dragon energy. Yes, there's dragon energy, but God was also telling me to follow the dragons. So one man named Dragon tattooed Sailor Moon. The other man named Dragon tattooed this one from Oshun. And so when I was in there, I walked into the tattoo shop on the fucking wall, and I took a video of it and put it on my Instagram. There is a caricature of me and the person I was traveling with. And I was like, but I didn't recognize the outfit. And it had on like a yellow plaid shirt, a white shirt, and cutoff shorts and roller skates, and then cat ears, basically. And I was like looking at it, and I was like, Dragon, that looks like me, doesn't it? And I like took a video of it. And then he was like, that's a stretch, Z, blah, blah, blah. I was like, shut up, Dragon. And then the next day I woke up, I went to the thrift store. They're hanging perfectly on the rack. And I was in Charlotte, perfectly on the rack, the yellow shirt, the white shirt, and the shorts together. And then the next day someone shows me these headphones. They're like, look, and it was these headphones. But I got rid of them years ago, and I was never able to finish the channel. All I got to was taking a photo of myself. I recorded things, and then things got really bad. And so I was like, God, is now the time to start this channel? Like, I was like, I need you to tell me what's happening, because I'm like shifting my business around. I'm doing all these things. And then when I went to the store with my friend, there were the exact same fucking headphones. And so I was like, headphones, put them on. And then something happened with my phone. I have two phones. I'm telling you this story so that you understand how the universe works, right? I have two phones, an iPhone and a pink phone. I don't remember the name. It's a Galaxy Fold, a pink phone. And when I had got my pink phone, it was intentionally for artist creative things. And so God was like, you need to keep both phones. And I was like, why do I need to keep both phones? Do you know how much it costs? I was like, God, I know it's your money, but do you know how much it costs to pay two separate lines and two phones? But if it's your money, I'm gonna let it slide. But like, why do I need two phones? And like, no matter what I would do to try and sell it, it like never worked, like never, ever, ever worked. And so I just forgot about it. I tucked my pink phone away and was like, whatever, God will tell me. And then before I came here, God was like, don't forget your pink phone. I was like, what do you want me to do with this pink phone? And so I packed it in my stuff. I brought it with me. And someone recently was like, I need to buy a phone. And they wanted to buy my phone, my other phone. And then I was like, oh, I was carrying this phone for you. And I was like, but let me go check on my pink phone. I was like, let me make sure everything's kosher in my other phone. And as I was talking to them, I was like, you know what's weird is like I feel like that pink phone was always there for me to open a different part of my creativity. Like it's a different chapter. Um, and I just never used it because it wasn't time to use it. And then I plugged in my pink phone, I opened it, and what pops up on my thing is the Travel Savage and then my old folder with all of the videos in there. And the first thing I see is me with the pink headphones. And I'm sitting there with the headphones and I was like, okay, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's time. Um, and then I was like, let me just triple check the energy. And I like had my friend, I was like, I'm not going to tell you the context, but yes or no. I was like, just read the energy. And she was like, yes, duh. And I was like, this is so great. So everybody, I'm going to be launching a full other channel filled with magical things. And it's going to be very God-led. I'm going to do whatever God tells me to do and all the things. So yay, I'm so happy you all subscribed. I just feel like really weird shit is going to happen. And so I want to share it with you all and I want to share it with the world. And I just invite you to follow along and I invite you to join the email list because I'm going to be sharing about the hidden fairies and just all this really fun, magical stuff. And I'm going to be teaching as much as I can and, helping anybody else. Again, like if you need anything, I will literally teach you. I can't seem to get the link to work to the other channel. Must be my phone. You need a new phone. It was destined. Yeah, Kevin, exactly. That's how it felt. When I say I love your stories, I tell no lies. Oh my God, I'm waiting on the movie of your life. That's so funny. Someone told me that today because I was like, oh my gosh, because they're open to it. And I was teaching them, they could speak to me about weird stuff. Like I was like, you're safe here. And I was like, yeah, the first time I met Archangel Michael, he yelled at me through a person. And I was like, intriguing. And she was like, what? So it's okay. I was like, yeah, you're safe. You can tell me, Teach Z, tell me your stories. I will tell you mine. I will tell you all the weird things. Why I'm here. God told me to. It's cool. Yep, that's how it happens. Yeah, isn't that weird? Well, so good. That happens to me a lot too. Yeah, you have to follow it. You have to follow it. Savage is your family name. Yeah, so there isn't, okay, someone asked me this question day before yesterday, and it goes together with the entire name. So Bougie Savage. When I was deciding to be a musician, like to fully follow my dreams as a musician and a creative, I asked God what name to use. And God told me put bougie and put savage and then blasted me full of full of things. And I loved it. I still feel like there is an essence of the name that has yet to reveal itself. But when I did that, I was like in a food place and I had ordered and I was like, I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it. And I put on there B, the letter B is savage, right? Because I was like, I'm just going to sign some Be Savage. And it was also a reminder to me, like, be savage like myself. And they were like, I have an order for a Savage, but I can see the ticket and it said be Savage. And then this man grabs my food and I was like, excuse me, that is my food. And he's like, no, I'm Savage. And I was like, no, I'm fucking Savage. And it says my name on it. And so we were like fighting in the restaurant over this bag. And I was like, give it to me. I'm Savage. And I like took the food. And then I was like, look, be Savage. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. And then he walks out the door. And on the back of his shirt, it says Savage Realty. And I was like, how many Savages are in the world? And then I kept getting more Savages. And then the person who I'm doing legal stuff with, their last name is Savage. And so it was given to me for a very specific reason to use so I can recognize certain people and they could recognize me. Same thing with tattoos and everything else in the world. But after I claimed my name, I went into a meeting and then the person goes, so Savage. And they're like, I don't know why I just called you Savage. I was like, it's working. It's working. They don't even know. And then the hotel people were like, Miss Savage. I was like, I like the sound of that. I'll be right down. They're like, no, we'll come to you. I was like, I also like the sound of that. But yeah, that's pretty much the thinking behind my name. It's wild that it's your family's name. Where's your family from? I can feel you saying this. Now I know why I am here. You're so cool. See, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, it was like a whole thing. And throughout my entire life, I've always changed my name. Like it was something I did since I was younger. Uh, and I called myself Spot because I love Dalmatians, but I also have a dog training company called 101 Pups. And so I was like, that's a part of me. It's like, this is all a part of me. And then my like pen name and I go by now is ZB Savage. And Z is short for Ngozi, which is my Swahili name. So I just kind of merged both worlds. But yeah, it's like I feel like my friends who are my artist friends, I always get excited when they text me because they're like, hey, Savage. I'm like, hi. And other people who are like, oh, hi, so and so. I'm like, and I decided recently, I was like, maybe I should just start by going Savage again. Just start by telling people my name is Savage. Because it feels more like me. Yeah, it just feels nice. Savage. And my writing and stuff, like I have for the Savage Press, I love it. Every time I hear it, I'm like, it's me in a peanut jar. So hopefully that makes sense. But I love this because someone literally just asked me because they were so curious. And I was like, yeah, I go by Z, but like my soul, like if someone were to say, like, if someone addressed me as Savage, like I'd probably make out with them. Your video chat came up 3 times when I wanted to sleep. I was told by my guide that talk would be significant. This is wild. That's so funny. How weird, right? I love the universe. I love the universe. This tattoo artist actually was the one who inspired me to like love my art again. And that was when I made my first logo. I still haven't dropped that logo, but that logo I drew on my pink phone. Like I drew it on my phone and I was like, what? I was like, oh yeah, here's the pieces of me, like Britney. But yeah, those are all the surprises I wanted to share with you all. And um, I just want to like encourage all of you to authentically always love yourself, no matter what that looks like to you. Even if it doesn't make any sense, just follow your intuition as much as you can. Follow the signs. There's so many signs. Like you don't have to be scared to take a risk because there's so many signs. Like I met the person who I went to the K-pop thing. Like we had lunch today and had the best time. Like had the best time, and I was channeling all these messages for them and teaching them how to connect with God. And they're like, I was just praying, asking God about how I can connect with them. And I was like, here I am, teach C, you manifested me. And then, I went to go pay and it was 144. And I was like, nailed it. And you can just skip out into the world like, I work for God. That's what I do. And then you go give food away because you see someone's eating out of the trash can. And then you go about your life. You know what I mean? You're in the flow. Whatever your flow is. Thank you, Z. I'm always happy to help. Dragon is significant. That's why I'm here. Stop playing small. See? Stop playing small. Be savage. Wow! In whatever way that looks like. If you want to wear tutus, wear a tutu. If you don't, savagely don't. You know what I mean? See, this is why we share our stories. In the beginning of my journey, people would be like, why are you sharing so much? Because God told me to. I'm not going to doubt it. They're like, why don't you cut down your videos? Absolutely not. Pish, 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 posh. Pish, posh. God said, be you. I said, okay. With headphones? Yes. Well, I don't have a choice. Exactly. Who do you all want to be? Who is this new you? Who am I meeting today? Who is this new you before I get going? I've been saying I'm going to go for the longest time. Always happens. Who is this new you? Who are you? Who are you all? Write it in the chat. That's crazy. Dragon keeps coming up for me. I'm like, now I see. Yeah. The video I just did on TikTok, I also talk about dragons. If you don't follow me on TikTok, do you all follow me on TikTok? Let me share my TikTok. Just follow me everywhere. You just never know what I'm going to post or if I forget or if it gets blocked. Or I'll put it in the chat. But yeah. Like sometimes messages come through and they're just way more simple than you think. They're like, oh yeah, follow the dragons. The dragons are with you. And they're like, hi, my name is Dragon. Ah, nice. And they both were like very amazing to like Black masculines. Funny as all get up. One of them severely inappropriate. The other one like a Jamaican hot man. Just so hot. Like to this day, I was like, I can't even focus while you're tattooing my arm right now. And he's like, I don't know why I feel called to just tell you everything about me. It's like, oh, it's my energy. What do you need? You're so attractive. What? Love it. Teacher and mediator for higher realm / railroader. Exactly. I also have railroad nails. They're super lucky in hoodoo. I love it too. Oh, y'all are sweet. You just gotta keep going and have fun. But I wanted to share that story with you because it's like when you stop looking for the story unfolds. I know that sounds simple, but it's like literally stop looking for the story. Like you are already in the story. You are the main character of your story. God has already written it. God has already written the story. All you have to do is accept it. And I don't remember if I shared this on the other live, but it was like, if you knew that your life was like a musical or a play, like what act would you be in right now? And I remember when that came to me, and I dropped into my body, and I was like, back then, I was like, I'm in the act where they have reclaimed their worth and everything changes and they have a happily ever after, right? It was like, what act are you in right now? That's cute. Thank you. I am becoming, but I am not sure what yet. You don't even need to know. Just who are you, right? Who are you? Mulan? Are you Mulan or you love Mulan? I freaking love Mulan. I love Mulan. I'm a divine technician, truth seeker, observer, and divine intercessor. That's powerful. You should put that on your book. Is that in your book, Kevin? Everybody should have that everywhere. It's a sticker. Put on a shirt. Stick it. Just have fun. Thanks for liking the live, everybody. I love spending time with you all. No, that's the part of the journey I am at. Oh, okay. That's the part of your journey you're at. Mulan. Oh, but which part of Mulan? Oopsie. Okay, so a little about me. I am the black sheep of the family, the one that no one understood because my views on life and reality was so different from everyone else. Aw. Welcome to the club. We love you here. Home of the black sheep. What? I'm glad that you're sharing your story with us. This is a safe space, everybody. You know, before I came here, one of my family members said that I was a fraud when I was sharing ideas. I made the mistake of sharing an idea with them. And they're like, oh, so you're a fraud. And I was like, wow, you're a parent. And that's why I'm leaving. I was like, thank you for making that so clear. It's a great thing to tell your daughter. You know? I am a healer and a guide. I love it. You are. I'm excited for your journey. Home of the black sheep. That's what I'm saying. What? Literally every time I would go into coaching programs and they were like, you have to go into sales calls. I'm making it like this because that's how I hear them. You have to go into sales calls and you gotta pitch him the thing. And I'm like, pitch who what? It's like, excuse me. No, I'm not doing that. I'm oddly resistant and I'm going to sit with that, but I don't feel safe here. And this feels like a trap. This feels like a trap. I'm going to find a different way to do this because there has to be a different way. I'm going to talk to the big energy out and about, which also is in me, and see if there's another way to do this. There has to be. I don't like it. You didn't mention anything about spirit. I don't like it. It's like, what am I doing here? Who knows? Good teaching, Z. Thanks, Peter. I feel at home. Aww. My trainer is trying to teach me to buck up. Buck up. What? How are you doing that? How does that translate? That's crazy. Where the shit people say when they don't understand you. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it is just like, I send you love and compassion because it must be hard to see the world so small, right? I live in a world of possibilities, and that's how my life has always been. And a lot of my family just say that I'm lucky. It's like, no, I've worked my fucking ass off. I worked so hard. I don't hang out with people really. I talk to God. Other than that, I'm sitting at my computer trying to figure shit out. And if I'm not, I'm bawling on my yoga mat to break through the next hurdle so I can teach people about it. I don't know what happened here, but I can't see this message. It's scary. Yeah, you know, you got to surround yourself with the right people. I'm oddly resistant to that to energy. It made me settle and not expand in my business. This here makes me want to expand. Good. Yes, expand. You know, and the reason why I teach the way I teach is because at the end of the day, like, to me, I see money as God's money, and it supports me no matter like what it looks like. It's also not just meant for me. It's meant for other people. And when I would go into those other spaces, I always felt like they were just chasing numbers. And I kept being like, I'm a generational healer. I'm not like, there is the energetic capacity where you do have to heal through like, what amount of money is your body willing to accept depending on what you've been through and all of that. And yes, and I'm like, but what about the part where God and the universe takes everything away so you could go on your spiritual journey? Are we going to talk about that as entrepreneurs? Because it's really important and it happens to people, and expression is important in your business no matter what lane you want to take. And it's not like 24/7 I'm just like floating around doing things. Like, no. I'm in my spirituality. I'm in the grit. I'm in the grind doing stuff as well with God by my side. Like, that was the biggest piece that was missing from so many containers that I went into. I was like, I don't really care about this. I need you to help me help people. Do you know how to do that? You know, and many of them couldn't answer that because they were just there to get a number. But I'm like, that's not even good karma. Yeah, I'm like, you could deal with that later. The fact that you're just teaching people to take money. That's not good karma. That's bad karma. I don't want that. I want everybody to have dharma. And so it's like sometimes you got to take the unbeaten or whatever it is path. I don't even know what it's called. You take the poo poo one with the crabs, right? Because I'd rather take the path that nobody can see and it's super magical than to go down the same path that everybody else has taken. Because what for? I don't feel good in that path. I'm going to make my own path. So true, but I know I'm supposed to alchemize this version of myself by being me in this new role. Absolutely, you should 10,000% be yourself. When I worked for a Department of Labor, it was about the numbers, and my boss hated me for helping people, but I did it anyways. Yeah, same. When it's in you, you just naturally do it. I helped people inside corporate life too. I was like, these are the fucking trigger words to get them to pay attention to you and signal that they have a lawsuit coming. Um, and this is what you need to do in order to get them to actually do something legally. And if you want a promotion, this is when you need to ask based on the fiscal calendar. And I'm going to teach you all about that. So that way, when you walk into that room, you walk out with like 50,000 more dollars. Like, this is how you're going to do it. Craps. Yeah. Yes, me too. Wasted so much money with those type coaches. Yeah. But it's like a part of the lesson, you know? I learned a lot. I learned a lot. And they were all doing the best that they thought. That was what they thought was good. It helped many people, and I don't blame them, right? I don't blame them because they still helped massive amounts of people. But it wasn't right for me. And so I decided to change things and do it with God. I was like, I don't feel right. I'd rather have a rough time and try and figure this out because my spirituality means too much to me. And even when I tried, because I was like, okay, then I'm going to go into a spiritual, like a different type of spiritual coaching container. And then when I started to talk about my spirituality, I was like, oh, damn, they're like hella Christian. I was like, they're hella Christian and a little Baptist. And they're looking at me like I'm the Antichrist. I was like, whoa, ancestors. What does God say about that? God told me to get the out of here. Is what I need to do. I was like, nope, still not for me. But you just gotta go. You know what I mean? And experience. Start with full speed and then just escalate from there on. Exactly. Exactly. Great lessons. Yes. Z, me too. You have to you just get used to it. Like even with like church hurt and all that stuff, I was talking um with someone today. It was like I connect with God in many different ways. I'm multi-ethnic, multi-spiritual. That's why I teach many, 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 many things. And I'm like, for some reason, God likes to give me Bibles and lead me to churches. And so I just go. And I've healed my church hurt. So it's not like yes, I understand the system of religion and what it's done to people and all those things, but I walk through that door because I know God led me there. And I'm like, what surprise do you have for me today? That's how I see it. Like like I'm not gonna let them in the church tell me how to connect with God because God was like, hey, you should show up here and like come say hi. I'm like, okay, I'll go there. And then God's like, hey, you should go to this Buddhist place and like come say hi. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go there. Right? It's like we can't think so linear. Friends and strangers my whole life, especially for the purpose of keeping me in the vibration to it's really common. Is it RJ? Is that your name or what you want to be called? Um, and it's you can heal through it. You can heal through it as hard as it is when you're in it. Peter, I did that and the train didn't stop. Yes, been there to the part of lessons. Wow, God put me there to shake shit up, then made a way to leave the dogmatic shit is wild. Yeah, I mean, I don't judge it. You know what I mean? Like because being in the frequency of unconditional love, it's like if I am to help teach people and God says be unconditionally loving, there is no room for judgment. There's not. That's why I get so weary of like some teachers who are severely judgmental of other people because it's like I don't understand how you say you're like God when you're judging. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. That's not God. God loves everybody. Even the ones that do really shitty things, God still tries to save them. I'm like, and you seem to have a hard time saying thank you. So I'm not really convinced. It's like I think maybe you should talk to God about it. Have you done that in a while? King, are you a five? Oh yes, church. I love the perspective. I'm trotting on that street, having patience, observing, strengthening my spirituality, jobless, finding my purpose, etc. in hermit mode. Yeah, It's a container. It's a sacred container. Been there. You got this. Aw, holding on tight. Yeah, surrender is a wadi. It'll be good. It'll be okay. That's it. See? Or when they condemn and hit you with, not my God. Yeah. Well, I mean, the only thing you can do is laugh. That's what I do. I'm like, everybody does have a different God. What? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know why you say it like that. Because everybody believes in God differently. So it doesn't matter. Like, literally. You just gotta go, have fun. That's why I've always been very organized religion. I wasn't raised in church. Yeah, it's easy to be weary because the church have, to put it plainly, has effed things up a lot. Conquered awful things, I'm not even going to say. Tried to become the government. Conquered. Still trying to conquer the W word. Like all these things. All led by religion. I can either hold an offense to that or I can help the healing. So to me, I already know what it's done. I already know what it's doing. I let it go so that I can create peace in the world and actually deliver messages that matter. If I focus so much on the things that are causing all of this pain, it doesn't mean I don't acknowledge it. It doesn't mean that I don't know that, like, I know that it exists. I'm an activist, but we need to be solution oriented. So people can either choose to take the healing journey and change the future, or they can create chaos in the future and in their own life. That's exactly what we are being faced with today. That's why I spend so much time seeking joy so I can radiate it outside of me and help people and hold space, even when they are tormented by the worst of things, even if they have a possession, even if they're getting spiritually attacked, even if they are houseless, even if, like, no matter what kind of darkness people are in, I always promise to be the light because I know what it's like to not have any sort of light. And I know what it's like to focus on the darkness and to sit there weary of many, many things that get us absolutely nowhere. When we could be the ones who have access to internet and water and a roof over our head, actively changing the future. It's like, get to your healing so we can actively change the future and stop being so individualistic to create the same future you are running from. You know what I mean? He's getting passionate right now. That's how I see it, because being unconditionally loving also means helping people with what they need, not necessarily what they want. What you need is help. You need help. People need help. What you want is the Ferrari, is the home, is the, like, fancy roller skates. What the hell is fancy roller skates gonna do for you if you're out on the street? You know what I mean? If you haven't broken that cycle, it's gonna do absolutely nothing. That's why I take spirituality so seriously, because when God puts you into a container to heal, do the healing. Face it. There is a reason. The world needs different people. Everybody must be different to help the world, to help generations, to help children, to help animals, to make sure that we don't burn our freaking earth to the ground. You know what I mean? Healing is the way to do that. Healing. So I try to give everybody so much virtual hugs because I know your mama did not hug you. I can smell it on you. I can see it. I can sense it. I know. I know. Yeah, exactly. What you need. Facts, I do laugh and shake. my head, can't wait for the class to share more and receive your guidance. Yes, please come. It's on Thursday. Christ consciousness. Exactly. I was telling my mom about me not judging people at all. Each is on their own path. Of course you are. Leader, king, strong. Aw, y'all are sweet to each other. I know what's going on in the world, but broadcasting it only makes it worse. I'm trying to find and spread the joy. Absolutely. There's a balance, right? Like, because without, it's a catch-22 because the world, a lot of people have their head up their butt. And so without social media, people think that pain and suffering does not exist in the world and they stay in their butt. They stay like that. And as an activist, I know it is needed because people do not change unless they have physical proof. Because as a Black presenting person, people still tell me that racism and all these things don't exist. It didn't matter how many photos, it didn't matter about history. It still doesn't matter how many times I say things on social media or activists are out there or things are on the news. People are still making poor decisions. And so there is a balance of there's people that need to be broadcasting and understanding what's going on and staying there because some of them, that's also their role, their destiny. And then there are other people who have different roles in life, right? And so we have to be able to also do the healing. When you continue to heal, you realize the importance of also broadcasting sometimes, but it has to exist in some way, shape, or form because when it didn't exist, people think you're lying. Even if you show them, hey, slavery exists, they're like, oh, but that's over. Is it? Because there's still people being the L word in states currently. Most Black people know not to be in certain areas of the states because it's a sundown town. So it's like there's this like, it's a balance. But everybody has to be healing at the same time. Like there's an importance to broadcasting totally, but and then there's like the importance of like still cultivating joy, which is why the healing is so important, right? Because even for myself, I can't be an activist unless I do my healing, and I can't help people heal unless I do my healing. And I can't help people in the spiritual space who love to spiritually bypass their entire life unless I have a balance of reality and broadcasting and what's actually happening and keeping that in the forefront while also making things digestible because there's a huge population of the world that is so at capacity with trauma and pain and suffering and financial instability that all they want is to watch fuzzy dogs howling. And so there's a balance, right? I have to also make things sometimes digestible to get people to understand the truth. It's like a catch-22. It's so weird. No, but I love this conversation. And I appreciate you bringing that up, Erin, like wholeheartedly. I was in the church either. Krista still activated in my heart when it was time. It tripped people up out of nowhere. I spoke about Christ being in everyone's, regardless of religion, one. See, we have to hold the mirror up to ourselves. Absolutely. It's everybody's fault for certain things, right? But if we cannot, if we want to not repeat the way we feel right now, all of us have to move forward on the same page. Friends in my alchemy class live in, yeah. That's the reality. Like it's many of us have loved ones that are either gone, are threatened to be gone, and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like it's like this is why generational healing is so important. This is why I pour into everything that I do, and I try to get people in, because I know that God has given you some sort of gifts that are going to help the world. Not only do you deserve to not feel suffering, but you are so talented that God needs you to show your talent. Without your talent, the peaceful world cannot exist. And so I go around picking people up and helping them and guiding them and get them to where they go, and then on to the next person, and like, let's go. Like, come on. People think I'm a fraud because they can't believe how I go hard for my beliefs, but I'm demonic because I talk to my ancestors, spirit team, auditions, tarot cards. Yeah, be for real. Yeah. It's like people will always have a name for something. Like, you know what I mean? They always got a name for something. They never have a name for themselves, but they sure do have a name for everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has a name. It's like we all need to stop with the names. Just like let it release. It's like, aren't you tired of yourself? Like, sometimes I sit there and I'm like, I'm in another conversation where I gotta speak on the behalf of the Black population. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But you know what? God put me here for a reason. I'm Teepsy and I am an activist. So I'm going to show every spiritual bypasser at this table what spiritual bypassing is and how you're all going to leave this table different. And all of your money is going to go to a good cause. Amen. Bye. You thought I was not you thought I was just a fluffy bunny. I'm not. No. This is why I'm here in this space, because I don't do social media. I hate it. Yeah, it's normal. Everybody's at capacity. If I could live a life without social media, I would. But who's going to help the people? I have to be where the people are. Like when I see people getting all angry about social media, I'm going to delete it. Bruh, delete it. You're angry right now. Anyways, I will be here level-headed, helping, because I'm an activist and a healer. And I'm not going to fucking go around saying I work for God and be a healer and not fucking show up on the one place where everybody is and not do my divine mission. Nah, you don't get to call yourself a light warrior. No, because light warriors don't do that. Messengers of God don't do that. Messengers of God go help all of God's children, unconditionally loving, and they go into the places that are difficult. Just saying. That doesn't, like, this isn't towards anybody. I'm just saying, like, you do what you need to do. But I have a bone to pick for people who call themselves healers. And yes, if you need to decompress. But for me, I will never do that to my social media, because it's my access to the rest of the world. And I know everybody needs generational healing. And you got me effed up if you think I'm going to try and delete my account or hide it from people. It's like, do you know how many times I've had people say in the message, like, you don't know what I was going through. Like, many of them were going to leave this earth. I would never. Savage, Ashe, adoption of yourself as if it was a complete stranger. Exactly. Hi, Kismet. Hi, Jamila. Yeah, everybody, please come to Z School for the Gifted. What time is it? Oh, it's already 8:06. I'm going to get going, everybody. I'm heading to bachata class. I'm going to process this. I'm already late. It started at 8. I'll make it. Passionately sharing about God. All of you, light warriors, healers, if you need help, you want a community, come to Z School for the Gifted on Thursday. I will be there. If you have a business, come to school on Monday. If you want to work on love, generational healing, anything, sort of wounds, you need to come to class on Friday. If you want to buy the subscription, it's $555 for the month. You get all the classes and you get 2 sessions with me. If you want to take it up a notch right now until November 22nd, I am enrolling people into More Than Worthy at $555 a month for 6 months. And then after this 22nd, it is ending and it's going back to its regular pricing of $22,000. So if you want to be a part of the journey, you want one-on-one mentorship, I highly recommend you go apply for More Than Worthy. I highly recommend you start your journey and you call it a fucking day. Be a messenger of God in the way that you feel aligned to be able to do it. I will be holding space for you. Again, come to Z School for the Gift if you just want to try it out. Drop in for all the classes. It's $22. You can book them anytime. I will be there to help you. I'm going to sign off. Thank you for your amazing. Happy to help. Happy to help. Yeah, Erin, take a break. If you need literally, I don't want anybody to think that this conversation is about not taking breaks. You need to take a break. I'm saying for myself, my bone to pick is with people who are saying that they're healers and light warriors and they give up on people. It's the opposite of what a warrior does. It's opposite of what we do. We live for people. We live for love. We live to help people. We live to protect. It's literally what we do. It's our divinity. We can't, there is no off switch. There is no off switch. When I go outside and I see people hurting, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to help them immediately. It's what we do. Okay, good night, everybody. I wish there was a switch sometime. Yeah, Have fun. Good night.